Hey friends, this is Truth Channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Today, I'll be studying lesson Tuesday, October 28th, Dispossession and Annihilation. We're going to compare a few verses. Compare Exodus 23, 28, 30, Exodus 33, 2, Exodus 34, 11, with Exodus 34, 13, Deuteronomy 7, 5. God's original purpose for the Canaanites was not annihilation, but instead dispossession. An examination of the passages that describe the way Israel had to involve in the battles of the conquest use terms that speak about the dispossession, ejections, and dissipation carried out against the inhabitants of the promised land. The second group of terms that express destruction and have Israel as the subject of the action refer mostly to an inanimate object such as articles of pagan worship and objects devoted to destructions. Evidently, the places of pagan worship and the altars considered the main centers of the Canaanite religion. Holy Wars is mainly oriented toward Canaanites' corrupt culture and society. In order to avoid contamination, Israel had to destroy all the elements that were propagating corruption. However, all the inhabitants of Canaan and those who, on an individual basis, recognize God's sovereignty prior to the conquest or even during the conquest were able to escape through immigration. Uh, Joshua 2, verse 9, 14, compared with Judge 1, verse 24, 26. The only part of the Canaanite population doomed to destruction were those who withdrew into the fortified cities, obstinately continued to rebel against God's plan for the Israelites and harden their hearts. However, this does raise a question. If the initial purpose of conquering Canaan was to drive out the inhabitants of the land and not to annihilate them, why did the Israelites have to kill so many people? Analysis of the biblical texts related to the conquest of Canaan revealed that the original intent of the conquest implied the anticipation of the Canaanite population. However, the majority of the Canaanites, like the Pharaoh of Egypt, hardened their hearts and and as such became one with the culture to such an extent that the destruction of their culture meant they had to be destroyed as well. May God bless. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Truth Channel.